Okay, guys, we have to be serious now. Serious for the meme review. Are you guys ready for memes? Let's go. We have Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2005. We have this, oh, I gotta make myself smaller. We has, hi, I normal summon this card. It's your turn. Classic. And then we have, oops, why is this layer not locked? Okay, and then we have modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Triple special summon, Omni negate, hand traps, your turn, our turn, 10k OTK duels, because, you know, modern Yu-Gi-Oh! There's a little bit more that happens than just normal summoning one card. You have your hand traps, you have your triple special summons, you have your Omni negates, you have your 10k OTKs, like you can easily get 10k damage on board and win in one turn. It's a little bit different from 2005 Yu-Gi-Oh! Is what we're trying to say here. And this meme is definitely relatable.
Oh, wow! That is relatable!
Anyone who plays Yu-Gi-Oh! Now and compares it to 2005 will be like, yes. It is especially like doing all these crazy tricks in gymnastics. Is a triple special summon referring to pendulums? No, actually it's referring to, I don't know, any meta deck. It's not referring to anything special. Yugi Boomer. Rainbow. Next meme, we have, oh my god, this one's great. Sky Scourge, Invinciel, Anti-Lab, and Anti-Sky Tricker fans, Jinzo. Jinzo over here has the effect, your opponent cannot activate trap cards, and trap card effects are negated. And then this card over here, the Sky Scourge Invinciel, it is a level 6 monster at 2200 attack. You can't see because it's really small. And it has the effect where if it is tribute summoned specifically with a Dark Fiend monster, then it has the effect where your opponent cannot activate trap cards. So it's like Jinzo, but worse. However, it is Fiend type, so you can use it in the Fiend and Fairy event. So if you're playing in the event and you want to play an anti-lab deck or anti-sky Trickstar fans, wait, what? I don't know what this means. This is the meme. Where do you submit your memes? Like you guys make memes. I did look at the meme channel in my Discord server to pick something from there. I think I literally got one because you guys don't post Yu-Gi-Oh! Memes there. You degenerates. Next up, we have, why is the TV static? Oh, okay, never mind, I was moving the news. Let's see, it says dueling book user, no synchro XYZ's pendulums or links. This is me. Okay, I will use one of my modern fusion or ritual decks. Oh, he's not happy about this. Meta sheep and your bullshit decks. So for this, for people who don't understand this one, if you go onto Dueling Book or even Edo Pro, they'll have like special rooms and you're allowed to add in like a little note. Like, hey, we're only playing fun decks. Hey, meta only because I'm trying to prepare for an event. Sometimes people will put like no synchros, Xyz, pendulums, or links because they want to play Dark Worlds. It's funny, one of the most notorious people who did this just played Dark Worlds all the time. But like sometimes they just want to play like a boomer deck, like Dark Magician or something. And the thing is, there are incredibly meta archetypes which only use fusions or ritual monsters. You could play Drytron or like Branded. Actually, I think Drytron has a single Xyz, which you kind of need. Yeah, okay, I'll just play Branded. Or like, I'll just play Necroz if this was 2015. What is a modern ritual deck that's good besides like Brandon? I guess Megalith is fine. Are there any other good modern ritual decks? Dogmatica? Yeah, I guess Dogmatica's okay. I wouldn't say it's good though. Next up, we'll go over to, it says, if you haven't noticed, I'm not a warrior because Ecclesia, the Virtuous, is actually a spellcaster. You can't see because it's very tiny. And then we have the Immortal Bushi. No, you're not, because he's Konami. Immortal Bushi, we went over this earlier in the news section, where all monsters in your graveyard are treated as warrior monsters. That's the joke. Next up, Labyrinth players, when they get the search and instantly activate Full Force Virus, Eradicator, Epidemic Virus, and Dimensional Barrier. And he's laughing, and this is a picture of Hank Hill from King of the Hill in Hell. This was like a, he was having like a daydream. He didn't actually go to hell in King of the Hill. That is not part of his lore. Officially, Hank Hill has never been to hell. You know, he's laughing. He is like, ha ha ha. I've activated all of my powerful blowout cards. However, I don't think Full Force Virus is a real card. Is it? Let me look this up. I don't remember that one. The Full Force Virus. It is a real card. Oh, it was Peggy's Daydream. Oh, okay, that's what it was. Excellent meme. Next one. Look at this. Go do a crime. They're giving a raccoon eradicator epidemic virus. You know, I was talking to Leah the other day and she's like, you should get a raccoon. I'm like, what? Why a raccoon? Apparently some people keep them as pets. And that's a mood, I guess. I can't imagine. They have rabies. I think you have a better chance of getting rabies from like a bat than anything else, really. Like any animal, raccoon or bat only gets rabies from other wild animals. So as long as you're not taking home a wild one, you get them from breeder or shelter, you're probably fine. Still recommended though. You can't really teach them not to be a nuisance and use the bathroom everywhere. I didn't know you couldn't potty train them. Right. I just know they're not like a normal domesticated animal. So there's probably problems in that front. I didn't really think of the ramifications too well. Also, I know you won't get rabies from like a freaking sheltered one. You only get them from wild animals, and the chances of getting one are just higher from like a bat, from what I remember. Reading Wikipedia articles on it late at night one day. How can spiders give rabies? I have no idea. Anyways, next meme. This one is saying favorite ritual deck. Oh my god, you see, it's a statue, which means their favorite ritual deck is actually Megaliths. And then we have favorite synchro deck, True King of All Calamities. This person's probably a Leah fan. Anyone who's a fan of Leah probably understands this reference. Favorite pendulum deck, card games on motorcycles. Okay, I don't get this one. How is that a pendulum deck? Favorite fusion deck? Oh, the Gem Knights. Favorite Xyz deck. Do they mean Melfi's? Is Melfi Rappy pink? I don't remember. It's because Jack Alice is the main character in Arc 5 as well. Was he really? I didn't know that. I don't know anything about the Yu-Gi-Oh anime because it's I mean, not my
prerogative.
Your favorite Link deck is Kid Kolos, probably Tri-Brigade. And then my favorite deck that uses none of these summoning types, I'm in Danger. Oh, they like Dangers? Dangers are like a Link deck though. I guess they technically don't have any Danger boss monsters. Next up, we have Raw Spear Mode, my opponent's full board of monsters. Look, this opponent's full board of monsters is so scared, and this is an orangutan on a bicycle, which doesn't really make any sense. I don't think they can ride bicycles. But you see, for those of you who don't know, Raw Sphere Mode is a card which has the effect where you contribute 3 of your opponent's monsters to summon it to their side of the board. So that's why my opponent's board is running away. However, this is inaccurate, specifically because you can't respond to Sphere Mode, so there's no chance to run away. So it just happens. You just sit back and accept it. Sorry, I have to get a cough drop because my throat's starting to hurt. Okay, next meme. So, low-level Dragon Maids. We have the Sonic trio here. We have Knuckles, we have Sonic, and Tails. And then when they turn to the high-level Dragon Maids, whoa, look at this. They've got, this isn't the Sonic trio. These are all wolves. So basically, the Dragon Maids are a series of girls who are maids. However, they're actually dragons, so they transform into big, beefy dragons during the battle phase. This is showing the Sonic trio becoming big furry wolves, I guess. Next up, we have Lament of Immortal Bushi, which, as we've discussed earlier, changes all monsters in your graveyard to warriors. And then we have Infernoble Emperor Charles, who is like super happy about this. He says Infernoble players realizing that all fire monsters in the game are about to become Infernoble support in the graveyard. Oh my god, because Infernobles have effects where they interact with fire warrior monsters specifically in the graveyard. So now every single fire monster is going to become a warrior and viable targets for the Infernoble Knights. However, fire monsters kind of suck, so I can't really see like that being a big deal. Volcanics? Volcanics more like poo panics. This one is Bistio Lubellion saying, what is my archetype's purpose? And he says, you act as a better DD Crow, search the most supported type in the game, can be splashed in for easy Link, Synchro, and Xyz plays, or you can just straight up be the overwhelming control deck the Blue Eyes wishes it could be. Also, you F up Albaz and Tier Limit decks while also supporting them. And he says, oh heck yeah. Normally, this is a subversion of a meme. Normally, this meme's like, oh no, my purpose sucks. But actually, the Bestials are pretty good. Next up, we have if a series of monsters have numbers in their names, then their levels should match that number. What? And then he says, think about it. Cyber Dragon Zui and Dre are level 4, but Zui should be level 2 and Juri should be level 3. I don't know if those are like numbers in German or something. It says Valkyrie Erster should be level 1, Valkyrie Zuit should be level 2, and Drete should be level 3. Yosenju's 1, 2, and 3 should be levels 1, 2, and 3 respectively, and so on. Jesse, WTF are you talking about?
7?
Apparently, I didn't even know this was the case. Apparently, there are some cards who have numbers in their name based on other languages. People in chat are saying German, and they're not the same levels as the numbers in their name. The only ones that are in English are the Yosenjus. There are cards called Yosenjus 1, 2, and 3, which are not levels 1, 2, and 3. Why is Taiho number 2 not level 2? I know, right? Manju of the 10,000 hands? Yeah, Manju of the 10,000 hands should be 10,000 level. Dude, that would break so many rules. Because there are so many cards in the game who have like effects that like give you benefits based on the level of monsters used. So if there's just a random 10,000 level monster, I don't think it would break the game, but it would definitely allow for some funny combos. Anyways, then we just be MTG. No, even MTG doesn't really break that rule. I was recording an MTG video a while ago, and it was going over like meme cards. And one of the meme cards had a mana cost of 1 million.
Brainstorm!
And like, this could never be in the real game because they cap mana at like 16. There's no cards that cost more than 16 mana. And the reason they do that is because some cards interact with the mana of a card to deal damage. So if there was like a card that cost 1 million mana, then they could like deal 1 million damage with that card. So like they cap it at 16. Like there's no cards that cost 20 mana, for example, which is how much life you start with in Magic. And the same thing is true for levels. There are cards that like just interact with levels in the same way, where they're balanced around the fact that cards normally don't go above level 12.
Nightmare, 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 nightmare.
Anyways, next up we have a fake Twitter post. Konami has effing ruined Yu-Gi-Oh! And he says, they took my butt. I can't poop. I censored it for you guys, you're welcome. So what this is indicating is that if you look real closely, you can see he has a bit of a butt crack. However, they removed it. He was censored. So he's angry about it. Yeah, he got no dumpy. Reason the Yu-Gi-Oh community is awful, number 78. You all know exactly which cards these are. This is the Trap Tricks Rafflesia. This is Master Monk Fighter. This is Amazon is Queen. This is Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Left and right foot of Exodia and Kurikari DB Carnet. Did I get that correct? Wow, Logs knows this me. I just know every card in the game. You're a Yu-Gi-Oh player, name all card feet. Someone should send this to Leah and ask her if she can recognize them. Of course, Logs knows them all. I know every card in the game. Of course I know these ones. This is easy. Like, give me a harder question. This is too easy. This is easy mode. Like, give me something harder. Give me harder feet, and then I'll like, you know, struggle a little bit. Okay, next one. We have me getting hyped for newly revealed cards in upcoming set. Wow, he's so hyped. Me waiting months for it to get released in the TCG. Oh, he's sitting there waiting, just watching the clock. I get this. I want to play the new paper God card. This is relatable. This is me IRL.
That is relatable.
Next up, we have Stop Giving Me Your Toughest Battles. And then we have the J-Man, the Jesus. He says, you literally just had to play through one Ash Blossom. This is probably a rogue deck. Someone's pet deck. This is an excellent meme. I love this one, especially since it has my Kamiyoshi. Next up, we have Aquaman. He says, I see it now. Rituals, spirit monsters, unions, the multiverse of main deck subtypes, the tuners, the pendulums. He says, out of all of them, I'm the lamest one. And he's Gemini, because he's saying that Geminis are the lamest main deck subtype, which honestly is pretty true. Like, spirits are pretty bad as well, but there's some bombing new spirit support that just kind of ignores their mechanic. They're like, hey, you know how we can't special summon? What if we just like give you an extra normal summon from the hand every turn for free? You're like, okay, that's pretty good. Geminis, what do? They're normal monsters and they need an extra normal summon. Funny thing is, there are actually some really broken Gemini monsters that are balanced by the fact that they're Gemini monsters. The problem is that 90% of Gemini monsters are not that good. They're garbage. If we had more cards like Giga Plant or Ill Blood, yeah, then people would be like, whoa, Geminis are like, you know, they need to be a Gemini monster, otherwise that effect's gonna go crazy. But most of them are like Neo's alias, where like their name just becomes Neo's. Actual garbage. Or just like, hey, this card has subpar stats, but if you Gemini summon it, it has above subpar stats. It's still not good, but like it has better stats if you invest in extra normal summon. And your normal summon in Yu-Gi-Oh is very incredibly valuable. Chem Critters, one of them special summons 2 monsters from the deck, which is pretty good. But they're level 2 monsters, which was supposed to be a detriment until Sprites came out. Now that I'm thinking about it, you can probably play Sprites Chem Critters. Next up, we have Concede Game 1. How about you go concede your life?
Let me explain this to you guys.
Victory Dragon is a banned card. It has 2400 attack, and you can only normal summon the card by tributing 3 dragon monsters specifically. And if it declares specifically a direct attack and makes your opponent's life points go down to 0, then you win the match. Which means if you use this on game 1, there's no game 2 because the entire match is won. So there is no game 2s or 3, and it automatically wins other games that you didn't even do yet. It is the only match winner that's legal because they give this effect to a lot of prize cards that have effects that say they can't be used in real duels. This is the only legal version of that effect. And the reason this is decent is because it's really easy to gain like a Saki win in game 1, and then Yu-Gi-Oh is balanced around the side deck and like a games 2 and 3. So if you just like stall out until you eventually get 3 dragons and summon this card and win because you're like in such an advantageous game state, it can kind of allow you to steal some games. Like they had some no ban list tournaments in the OCG, and some people were actually playing Victory Dragon turbo decks just because being able to steal a game 1 is not that hard. And only because the OCG has an extra rule where you're not allowed to surrender. You have to like play until someone hits 0 life points. So in the TCG, you can surrender whenever you want. That's why he has a gun and he says concede game 1. If you can surrender, then my effect doesn't do anything because you can just... The way to counter Victory Dragon is if you see it's about to be set up and they're going to attack, you can just quit. You can just be like, okay, I surrender, and the duel's over, and you go to game 2. So the effect will never have a chance to resolve correctly. Next up, we have, oh my goodness gracious. So this is Labyrinth, Lovely Lady of the Silver Castle. And in the background, you can see Lightning Storm. And this is a picture, this is her drawn in a style of Aqua from Konosuba. How it feels to currently play Labyrinth because everybody's playing anti-Labyrinth cards, which is Lightning Storm. And Lightning Storm is a really good one for this picture, not only because it has like a good background for this, but because Lightning Storm is just a very good counter to Labyrinth specifically. Oh yeah, there's also Harpy's Feather Duster in here too. I didn't even notice that. This is very well done. I think they drew in the Harpy's Feather Duster, and obviously they drew the Lovely Lady. Such culture inspired from the art of the Western style. Wow. Just play Red Reboot. You can't play Red Reboot in the TCG, but you can in Master Duel. But the thing is, like, even then, Lightning Storm is better because it's useful against more decks besides just Labyrinth. And it's also useful versus Labyrinth. Okay, I think that's the last meme. Man, my throat hurts. Okay, guys, that was the memes.